Hello, Jessica Urbex here, and it is that time of the year again. I finally completed all of the Speedor sets that are out, or at least for 2013. And the last one I got was Ferdy, and you guys saw a review of that recently. So what I'm going to do is what I usually do, which is the Speedorz collection video. Now I'm filming this actually on my camera, which is kind of different. And that's because this is going to be really much longer, and I want to make this, since this is all of them for 2013, I wanted to make this really good quality and stuff like that. So not only will I be taking a look at all the speeders and stuff like that, I also have some other stuff like some promotional material, which you can see right there. The trading cards back there, I'll show a few of those, or maybe the whole stack really quickly. The ripcords, all the ripcords. I don't actually have all the promotional ripcords because there's a lot of them that are released in very remote areas and stuff like that. Also, not really any of the packaging because I actually have the packaging put away, but I'm going to also sum up at the end of the video like my thoughts on 2013 Speedorz as a whole, since we are ending this year. And I apologize for this being so late. I could have actually got this up a month earlier if I had found Ferdy earlier. So that's my fault for not going to the LEGO store to get Ferdy. But to make up for that, I'm going to start out with the 3 new Speedorz, which are the fall Speedorz. So not only do these have the fall Speedorz, I'm also going to take a look at the summer Speedorz, spring Speedorz, and winter Speedorz for 2013. And when I say winter, I mean like January 2013 Speedorz. And just put my thoughts on all of them and what I think and stuff like that. So, starting with one of my favorite Speedorz, and maybe even my favorite Speedorz, is the combination of Ferdy with his Speedor. And his Speedor is just absolutely fantastic. You can see it's translucent orange. Love the orange color, love the printing right there. And Ferdy himself is actually an exceptional minifigure, probably one of my favorite Chima minifigures ever. And I think he's maybe tied with Skinnet because I love Skinnet. And I always love these little nomads, I guess you could say, with Skinnet and Ferdy. And so I hope in 2014 that they make like more stuff like that, maybe with Doomday Whoosh or Domday Whoosh, who's a peacock, and that would be really cool. But you can see his tail right there is really nice. His attachment is actually kind of bland, but it kind of makes it easy to stay up like that, so I don't mind it too much. Because to be honest, I just really like the attachments to stay up. I use them really to stay up, so once I put these on display, if I do put these on display, I'm probably just going to take off the attachments because they get into the way and they don't really add much to it. But you can see that's a Speedor right there. Very nice Speedor. He comes in the Swamp Jump set, which I just reviewed. And you guys can check out that review by clicking, actually, I'm going to put a link in the description for it's a playlist of all my Speedor set reviews, which is basically every single wide release Speedor set. And then also I have a few promotional sets that I review in that playlist. So check that out if you missed any of these reviews, or if you're new to my channel and you just want to see more Speedor stuff. Sorry, my throat's getting a little bit dry. Next up is Krug, and Krug came in the, what set was it? Croc Chomp. Another fall 2013 Speedor, so this is new for this collection. And I really do love his Speedor too because all the fall ones, including Grisam, have translucent Speedor, little, I guess you could say mask as I call it. I usually call it the mask or the helmet of the Speedor. And you could just see the really nice printing on there with the crocodile and the nice translucent lime green. So that looks really nice. His attachments is just these little, I guess you could say spikes or whatever right here. And the Krug minifigure himself isn't too rare, and he isn't exclusive like Ferdy. But he's still a pretty nice minifigure. He's definitely my favorite crocodile, or I guess you could say Croc Tribe member or whatever. But he does come in a couple sets. He comes in a polybag. He comes in Lennox's Lion Attack, I want to say. Yeah, Lennox's Lion Attack. And he also comes in the Croc Swamp Hideout. So yeah, he does come in a few sets. And this isn't even the cheapest way to get him if you do count the polybag. But still, he is a really cool minifigure. And I do like him. Sorry about that, but we're on Grisam. And Grisam has another really awesome Speedor. Of course, he does come up part of the fall 2013 line of Speedorz. And fall 2013 is probably my favorite like wave of Speedorz or whatever, because they're all translucent and stuff like that, and they have really cool minifigures like Grisam. Grisam is quite an uncommon minifigure. He only comes in one set other than this one, which is a $70 set. And the set that he comes in with the Speedor is Tower Target. And you can just see there's some really nice detail right there. It is different than Gorsam's Speedor. And just a little detail right there with the translucent and everything. So that's it for all the fall stuff. So now let's get into some of the older stuff. These two right here, Legravis and Skinette, these are summer Speedors. Legravis the Speedor is actually pretty cool too. It's kind of a pearl goldish on its helmet or whatever. I'm just going to call these little parts helmets for their Speedors, but I believe they're called crowns or whatever. But you can just see the printing on there. It's really nice. It's kind of like the typical Lion Speedor printing, but the gold finish or gold color for the pearl gold. You get what I'm saying. It just looks really cool. And he comes in, which one does he come in? The Royal Roost. Yeah, when I was a little kid, I could never pronounce R words and stuff like that. And you can see the minifigure for Legravis. He's really awesome, and he only comes in one other set, which is the Lion Chi Temple or whatever. So that's it for that. Next up, we have Skinette, and he comes in Skunk Attack, which is a $15 Speedor set, and that's the only Speedor set he comes in, much like his pal Ferdy, which they both look a little bit similar. His Speedor is actually really awesome because it's the only black Speedor we got. And the black color looks really nice. He has some kind of, it looks like race patterns right there, but the rest kind of looks like a skunk. His little attachment are these vines, and you can see the Skinette minifigure looks really awesome too. So Skinette is one of my favorites, not out of the fall 2013 line, because he came in the summer line. Next up we got Gorzan. I really loved Gorzan Speedor at first, but it's kind of gotten a little bit on me. Like, I don't like it as much as I once used to. I think Gorzan Speedor is far superior, because I don't really like the gunmetal anymore. I guess it's not really gunmetal, it's more of a pearl silver as I call it, but that's not even the right term. It's flat silver, I think. And you can see the blue printing right there is probably the best part of his Speedor, but I don't know, I don't like it that much as I used to. I do like this little attachment because these little parts are in like kind of a friend's teal, and his accessory is bananas, which really doesn't make that much sense because how is that like a weapon or whatever. But you can see the Gorzan minifigure looks really cool. Which one did he come in? I want to say Banana Bash, but that is a 2014 Speedor set. He came in, I don't remember, to be honest. I'm going to show you some of the sets, or most of the Speedor sets built, so I'll probably remember then later. Next up we got Eris. And Eris, oddly enough, even though she is a really, essential character of Chima, she came in the summer line with her Speedor. Not the minifigure herself, because the minifigure came in the January line and stuff like that, January wave or whatever. But her Speedor came in the summer wave. And it's kind of disappointing because her Speedor is just Equila's. And you can see it right there if you put them side to side. So that's very lazy. And it kind of makes me not like the Sky, I think it's called Sky Duel or Sky Battle set that they came in, which is a $20 Speedor set, the only other one besides Chi Battles. Because it's just really a repeat of Equila's Speedor and stuff like that. Though I do really love Eris. I think Eris is a nice minifigure. She has some really nice printing and stuff like that. Her accessory is these little blasters, I guess you could say. I'm not even sure. Because they use a little lightsaber helmet and this little stud piece right here. So that's kind of interesting. And this minifigure that she came with was with Rosum and his Speedor, which is essentially just... It's just the same Speedor as Razor had, or Razor, sorry. And you can see it right there, just a comparison on them. They're the exact same Speedor, so that is extremely disappointing. Besides their little accessory, of course, but I'm talking about like the printing and stuff like that. So that whole Sky Battle set or whatever is just essentially a repeat of two Speedors that we already got in January. So I'm very disappointed with that, and I'll put that back there. But for Rosum, you could see his little accessory is this little, I guess you could say, rocket right here, which is very similar to some other ones, like Winds. What is his name? Juarez. Juarez. His Speedor also has, which we'll get to later. It also has some rockets and stuff like that. But you can see the printing on there is still nice, even though it's not exclusive. And that's it for that. Now onto some of the January stuff, and I'll switch back and forth and stuff like that. So this is going to be the January and spring stuff. We got King Crominus or King Crominius. I remember when people used to call him King Crominius or whatever. But he is actually really cool with his Speedor because his Speedor is a really nice lime green. And that actually doesn't come in any other sets, so that is exclusive to him. The Crocs, actually, for being like the main villain, they only have 3 Speedor sets. So that's, yeah, 3 Speedor sets. So that's kind of interesting that they got like the least out of, say, the Nomads and stuff like that, and Gorillas, because the Gorillas came in later along with the Nomads. But still, it's kind of interesting. I guess you could say they are tied with the Crows, but they are tied with the Ravens, to a matter of fact. But still, his Speedor is pretty cool, just for the lime green and the gold finish right there. And his weapon is kind of lame. It's just some spikes and stuff like that. And then we got on to Kragger, and Kragger, of course, is the main villain or whatever. I know a lot of you people don't even watch Chima, and I would not recommend watching it. And you could see his Speedor is kind of a darker green than this one, because this one's more of a military green, some people call it, and stuff like that, or olive green. That's a really good term for it. And you can see their little accessory is just this little, I guess you could say, axe helms right there. So it's really nothing special, but still it's a pretty nice Speedor because it is exclusive to him. And then these two aren't exclusive, and these are two of the wolves. There's 3 wolf Speedors all together, right? Yeah. And this is Juarez, and Juarez used to be one of my favorite Chima minifigures, and he still is. I really do love Juarez. But I used to also really love his Speedor, but then I realized, hey, that's the same as this one, which comes in the Ice Tower set from Spring. So Juarez originally came in the Eagle's Castle set, which was kind of a mediocre set for Speedors because both of the Speedors later came in the Spring Wave. But still, Juarez is an amazing figure. I still really do love him, but his Speedor is not so amazing because it comes in 2 sets. That's really it, though. Other than that, it's kind of a gunmetal, and I don't know why I don't like that flat silver color anymore. I don't know. I got bored of it, I guess you could say. And I am missing one of his accessories, which is this little rocket part, and I still haven't found that yet. I've been missing that since maybe the last collection or whatever. So that kind of sucks. But he did come in the Eagle Castle set, which was a $40 set, and came with 2 Speedors. That's kind of interesting. Next up is, let me see, it's Windsor, right? Yeah, just making sure I don't want to screw this up. And so Windsor has 2 Saw Blades as his accessory. He came in the Ice Tower set, which was a $15 Speedor set from Spring, not January like Juarez. And his Speedor is the same as Juarez's. Nothing too special there. His figure, I guess he's pretty cool. I like some of the wolves, but the wolves are not getting as much in 2014. At least they have more stuff than the Ravens, though, which kind of sucks because the Ravens are completely like forgotten in 2014, and there's no special things with the Ravens, and they just seem to be abandoned. And speaking of Ravens, we are on to this one is Razor, right? I just don't want to mess up anything. So yeah, this is Razor. Razor came in the Ring of Fire set, which was actually, I really like the build in that one. I think it looks really cool. And his printing on his Speedor is the same as Rosum's. And you can see right there. His accessory are these little fire flames to fit the Ring of Fire theme. And that's really it for him. And next is Wax. And he came in the Chi Battle set, which was a $20 Speedor set. And his Speedor is actually the only like red color of this. So that looks actually really cool, and I really do like his Speedor for that red. His little accessory is this little saw blade right here, which you can move up and down. The only problem with this is that he never stands up correctly, so that kind of sucks. But he also came with, who did he come with? He came with, let me see. Oh, Longtooth. Longtooth is over there. And Longtooth Speedor, you can see it right there. It's similar to, say, Laval's, because it's actually the same color as Laval's, but it's exclusive to Longtooth, which is really nice. And I'm glad that they did that because I hate when they have the same color Speedor and then they have the same printing. And that's what it seems like. This is really the only one that has the same color as another that does not have the same printing, which is kind of a shame. I guess if you count Gorzan's color, He does have the same color as the wolves, but it's not the same. But then again, Gores is kind of a different mold and stuff like that, so I don't necessarily count it and stuff like that. But still, this is actually really cool how you got some variation here, and I actually think I like Longtooth's design better than Laval's, because his is more gold and stuff, and it looks much more cooler. And his accessory is kind of lame. It's just these little spikes on this attachment right here. But still, I really do like his Speedor, and I like the Longtooth minifigure. Mine is actually misprinted. He doesn't have a little red part on his eye right there. Kind of interesting. Next up is Laval, and Laval, of course, is one of the most, I guess you could say, popular characters, because he is the main character of Chima. And his Speedor is really cool. It is the same color as Longtooth, but like I said, there's a little bit of variation right there, which looks really nice. And his accessory is kind of lame. It's just these little razor blades, I believe they're called. But, of course, the Laval minifigure is still really cool. He does look really awesome for the main character. And I think I've grown to really love the look of him for his minifigure. But in the show, he absolutely sucks. I do not like his character. He's uninteresting. He's unlikable. He's lazy. So yeah, but still his minifigure is really cool. And the same could be said with Skinnet, that I do not like his character in the show because he's literally just a fart joke. Now on to the two Lennoxes, and you can see Lennox, he has two different variations on his accessory, but they're essentially the same Speedor printing and everything like that. This one, which one came in which? I believe this one came in the Jungle Gate set. Oh, and I forgot to say, this one came in the Royal, what is it called? The Ultimate Speedor Challenge or whatever. And this same, who else came in it? And it was Kragger who came in it. So they both came in there, and they're both like the main character and then the main villain. But speaking of which, now back onto Lennox, and they treat him like he's the main character because he comes in so many sets, but he only appears like once every blue moon in the freaking TV show. That's kind of weird. But you can see the printing on his is still pretty nice. I do like the yellow color, but getting two of it is just really lame. One of them, like I said, came in the $15 Jungle Gate set of Spring, and one of them came in the Eagle Castle set. And I believe this one came in the Eagle Castle set, which was $40 in January. This one came in the Jungle Gate set, which was $15 in Spring. Now on to Eglor or Eglor, whichever way you want to pronounce it. I like saying Eglor because he's an eagle, but I don't remember how they're pronouncing the show because, again, I want to kind of forget the show. It was such a weird experience watching it because at first I really did love making the vlogs, but my interest started to dwindle in the vlogs, and there was really no point of watching the show without making the vlogs. I like saying vlog, but they're really like reviews and stuff like that, but it's just, it really got kind of a chore to watch. I got too busy, and the show was just, it would not improve or anything like that. And like I said, it just got to the point where I didn't find interest in making those reviews or whatever anymore, the TV episodes. But still, you can see his Speedor is one of my favorites. I love the blue right there. I love the silver printing. I think that's fantastic. And his attachment is actually a really cool eagle wing attachment. And he came in a $15 set, which is even better, which is a nest jump or dive set, depending on where you live and stuff like that. And I think that's a very strong set all in itself because of the Speedor, and the build isn't too bad. And lastly, we got Equilla, and Equilla came in, which one did he come in? He came in the Target Practice set, and that was a $15 January 2013 wave set, and he just came in the set, of course, because it was $15. His printing is really cool, but it is essentially the same as Eris. There's no difference or anything like that. Of course, his Speedor has a different accessory than Eris, and it's actually pretty clunky. I don't like that accessory. Maybe if they shortened it a little bit, which I might do if I put them on display with their accessories. And yeah, I don't really like his accessory, but his Speedor actually has some really awesome printing. But it's kind of sad that you do get the same printing in another set, which is kind of lazy of LEGO. And so yeah, that is it for the Speedors themselves. And let's see, one last group shot. You can see that right there. Looks fantastic. And look at this friggin' thing is like messing up this camera. And you can see all these chi crystals. There's 126 altogether, which I counted. I might be missing like a whole load of them, but that's kind of weird. All the ripcords, you can see we get lots of red ripcords, but we even get even more yellow ripcords. Two of these are from promotional sets, which are these two right here, which are some of the freebies they passed out and stuff like that. And then some of the blue ripcords, which you can see right there. And then only 3 green ripcords because we only get 3 Croc sets, which is kind of disappointing. And so that's it with all that. Some of the promotional material that I said I would look at. Let me zoom out a little bit. First up, we got the sticker sheet, which came in a freebie packet. What is this one? This came in the freebie packet too, I believe, which you're supposed to put the stickers or whatever on there. Lots of Kragger posters, which I won, or I kind of, to be honest, I was going to give these out to some people in the LEGO community, but that deal never fell through or whatever. And look at that. I wonder who Justin is, but for some reason look at this. You are the Chima Challenge Series. You have successfully participated in it. And look at that. You're not, even if you don't win, it just says participation. So I hate participation awards. Okay, even with recreational sports, I think that's lame. It should be if you win or lose, and you should be able to suck it up if you're a little kid. I'm kidding. Maybe that's a little bit too harsh. But actually, I'm not kidding. I actually stand by that opinion. Recreational rewards that you get for participation, okay, they're kind of pointless. You gotta learn that life is not as easy as you think, okay? So just because you win a reward for participating, I mean, come on. You should just win a reward if you win, okay? And tough luck, kid, if you're going to whine about it. What is it? This is even, I don't even know what this is doing here. This one is kind of a Chima-themed calendar for February 2013. Lego Club Junior. I just thought there and I was like, oh, okay. I guess, can you add that to my bag or whatever when we were checking me out at the Lego store? That's funny, checking me out. This is actually not even a Chima poster. It's a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles poster. And look at this one. This is really cool. I actually do like this one. It has a nice design and it has all the minifigures. Bad memories right here. Not this thing. This thing I actually got in a freebie. This one. If you guys remember that review, that was something. This is Chima. This is Chima, guys. Quotes from Just Too Good. And look at this. All the cards and stuff like that. You can just see the huge stack that has accumulated. All of them come in the Speedorz sets, except 2, which came in a promo pack. You can see them right there. And then all the rest. I can't even do it because I have one hand occupied. So you just see all of them. If you have a specific card you want to see, I'll take a picture of it. And yeah, so just put it in the comments if you want to see any particular cards that you haven't seen or anything like that. Those are my lights because this is just my workplace. Wonder who they are. You could just see how messy this room is because we've been moving stuff around. I had to take off all this stuff so I could film it. And I got to reorganize that this week. And this is a big shelf of stuff. There's all the new sets that I got to put away. So I have literally no space in my room. You see, those are all the 2014 sets, and those are where I should put, like, the ones that I need to put on the shelf that I just built. So I need to make some shelf space so I can put some of the Speedorz and stuff like that in those 2014 sets. But going down here, we can take a look at some of the Speedorz sets. You can see there's a few stuff from the Sky Duel or whatever, Sky Battle. There's the Whirling, that's the one that Gores came in, the Whirling Vines. Tower Target. That's Skunk Attack, Royal Roost. And then this is pretty cool. We got all the setup of all the Speedorz sets. So those are basically the rest of them. Also this promo little thing right here, if you guys remember that from Toys R Us. And for the packaging actually I can't show because if you see, it's all the way at the bottom. I don't even know if you guys could see. Yeah, you guys can't see that. You could just see that because we had to move some stuff around. There's a few stragglers right there. And so yeah, that is it for this Speedorz collection video. And I almost forgot, I was just about to shut down and close up shop. But the 2013 Speedorz sum up or whatever. So this year for Speedorz, what do I think? There was a lot of, it was kind of half and half. To be honest, some of the sets were kind of bland, and they actually got worse as time progressed because then you could see, oh, this Speedorz is an exclusive. oh, this figure appears in the summer set or whatever. So they did get a little bit, I guess you could say, some of the older ones had time decay and stuff like that, that they got a little bit worse as time progressed. But I really do love, and you guys know this, my favorite Speedorz sets, I can name a few off the top of my head. Ferdy set, just because of Ferdy. Skinette set, which is Skunk Attack, just because of Skinette. And a few other ones. I do love the Nest Dive, which I did mention in the overview and stuff like that. The fall, I say all three of the fall ones are really strong. And this one, you may say, okay, so Krug's isn't really strong because Krug comes in a lot of other sets. But not only is his Speedor little vehicle itself really strong, which I really do love it, the pieces in that set really make up for it because there's some really nice pieces for that $15 set. So all three of those fall ones, I have to say, the fall wave is definitely the best wave. LeGravis' set is cool just because of LeGravis, and he's a really nice minifigure. Or LeGravis, sorry, someone said that, LeGravis. Skinette's, like I said, Skinette's isn't really good for the pieces, but Skinette himself is just absolutely fantastic. I love that minifigure, and I love his Speedor. And that's really it. I mean, I like some of the Speedors, but I don't like necessarily any sets that really pop out. Eagle's Castle used to be cool, but now it's just taking up space and it looks a little bit odd. Of course, the eagle design on it still looks pretty cool, but like the rest of it is kind of eh. Will I get any Speedors next year? And that's a big question. At the moment, yes. Actually, I've decided that, you know, I've already gotten this deep into this collection. I have to get it. But that is subject to change because I'm not 100% sure about that decision. I don't know. There's only 4 or 5, right? I think there's like, it's a random number this time. Speedor set's coming out for January, and so it's not going to be a lot of money because I think there's 4 $15 ones and 1 $20 one. So I don't mind too much about that because that's only 65, and I know 65 is still a lot, but it's like, whatever. They updated the packaging, which I'm very happy about, because the packaging, even though I did like the designs at first, they were just a pain to open. So they're changing stuff up a little bit, and the Speedors they're more in odd shapes because they have a bat and stuff like that, and a spider. So we'll see how that turns out. And Legends of Chima for 2013 to 2014, I'll put up a thoughts video for 2014. I want to say within a week or two. Because the 2014 LEGO Legends of Chima sets aren't coming out for a little while until like the first week of January. So I'll put that up, and you guys will hear my thoughts for 2014. But at the moment, I do not like any of the building sets, much like the January 2013 LEGO Legends of Chima. The Legend Beasts, I like 1 or 2. I think meh. And then the Speedor sets, I do not like any of them. But I'm probably going to get them just to be a completionist because the builds on them aren't really interesting. The minifigures aren't interesting this time around. But, you know, like I said, I got to complete it because I'm already this deep. I'm like, what am I, like $200 deep into this? So I'll pick those up at the moment. I'm not entirely sure about that. What else? It looks like they didn't sell that well because, to be honest, I always see these in the store, like Walgreens and stuff like that. I see so much extra ones of this and stuff like that, which is kind of a shame because they put so much money into marketing. Again, this is marketing. And it looks like LEGO's kind of going back to Ninjago. Hey, are you guys doing good? Let's market this one a little bit more, which was kind of a weird mood. Now they can have 2 hit properties or whatever if they think Chima's a hit property, but in other parts of the world, I hear they're selling well. So maybe it's just in my location that they're not selling well, or maybe they are selling well in my location. I'm just oblivious to it. So I don't know. We'll see how long this theme lasts and how long Speedors last because Speedors seem to be the least selling sets. But yeah, that is it. And sorry that this has went on even longer. But I will see you guys later for the transition. Oh.